Hello. Today I'm going to talk about something that always amazes me, and that is the beauty found in the simplicity of God's solutions. God's solutions to problems are perfect in their simplicity, and that creates a beauty that has always amazed me. In the good news of Jesus Christ, it's written that when Jesus died and was buried, that the Pharisees and the Sadducees, who were the leaders of the temple, went to Pontius Pilate and asked for armed guards to stand at the tomb, telling Pilate that there was a plot by Jesus' followers to remove his body from the tomb, and to tell the people that he had arisen from the dead, and that this falsehood would be greater than anything else that Jesus had ever done. So here's the real problem that I'm talking about. The real problem here is that the Pharisees and the Sadducees had their own plan, a plan to discredit Jesus Christ. And God's solution to this problem is perfect in its simplicity and beauty. Since the Pharisees had a plan to discredit Jesus, God would simply discredit the Pharisees instead. And the way God was going to discredit the Pharisees was that God would simply raise up from the dead maybe 6 men, at least 6 men, saints who were previously dead, and set them to work, discrediting the Pharisees to their faces and in public. I'm always amazed by the simplicity and the beauty of God's solutions to problems. The Pharisees were planning on discrediting Jesus' work by saying that he never arose from the dead. So God's solution to this problem is simple. God would arise at least 6 men, saints who were previously dead. And the beauty is that these saints would be righteous men in the eyes of the temple. They would have all been men well known and well respected by the Pharisees and by the entire population of the temple. Men that at their funerals, the Pharisees and the Sadducees would have spoken well and highly of. The Pharisees themselves would have praised the virtues of these men before all the congregation as being righteous men. Men well known to all in the community. And now these same men, after their own deaths, all arisen at the same time, and all go back to the same Pharisees, and all proclaim the same message, that Christ is the Son of God, and that they have killed him out of their own jealousy and out of their own blindness to God's will. I can just see these half-dozen men in the temple surrounding the Pharisees and the Sadducees, with them huddled in a group, shaking and trembling with fear, not daring to even touch these arisen men. And all of the arisen men surrounding them and shouting in a loud voice and in anger that Jesus is the Messiah. And the temple filled with all the congregation watching these events as they unfold before their very eyes. I mean, how often do you get to see previously dead, righteous men arisen from their graves and walking around inside the temple? Now, news of this must have spread like wildfire throughout the entire Jewish population in an instant. And then to see with their own eyes the Pharisees and the Sadducees crumpled to the floor in a quivering, trembling mass, while fully encircled by the awakened righteous, all shouting in a loud voice, proclaiming Jesus as the Son of God and as the Messiah of which the prophets spoke. Well, that pretty much solved the problem of the Pharisees and the Sadducees discrediting the Christ. I'm always amazed by the beauty and how simple the solution to the problem is. Sure, God could have had Jesus appear inside the temple in front of the Pharisees and the congregation, but it is so much more beautiful that the same men whom the Pharisees praised at their deaths are now the same ones lashing the Pharisees with their tongues in public in the temple. So here it is. The Pharisees wanted to discredit Jesus with their lies, and God instead discredited the Pharisees with the truth. And delivered by their own arisen righteous members, the Pharisees could never respond. There's a beauty in the simplicity of God's solutions that always amazes me. There are many more of these beautifully simple solutions in the Bible. Maybe one day I could spend more time on them. But for right now, trust God. That no matter what problem or difficulty you are facing right now, God has a beautifully simple solution for it. Pray to Him. Look deep within your own soul and pray to Him there. And don't give up. No matter how long it takes. And know that the closer you come to getting an answer, the more the devil will try to steal it from you, the more the devil will try to make you stop doing it. And the tool that he uses is always discouragement. How many times have you prayed and gotten real discouraged and stopped? I'm telling you, you were 2 feet from gold. You were 2 inches from the solution. You were 2 prayers from an answer. It's written in the Bible. The devil never attacks a retreating army. What does that mean? It means when you are successful, he will attack you with discouragement. As soon as you feel discouragement coming inside you, I'm telling you to your face, that is the proof that you are 2 prayers from an answer, 2 feet from gold, 2 inches from success, because that's when he attacks you. When you're near success, when you're walking right into it. Don't give up when you get discouraged. That's the proof you're winning. Keep praying. Never give up. Amen.